Thanks for coming round. We'll make you laugh before you go. Welcome to the Mermen. Welcome to the show.
Yes, Forrest. Play that gong, Forrest. I like it. Woo!
Okay, let me tell you what I was gonna do.
Whoa!
I'll tell you what I was gonna do.
This is gonna be a good episode. Forrest is coming in hot.
I was gonna keep playing it until you got annoyed, and then I was like, I can't do this much longer because I'm gonna pass out.
What are the chances I'm ever gonna get annoyed at that? You can do that for 45 minutes, and I'll be jamming over here.
That would be the bit to see how long it would take till you got annoyed. But Forrest would have passed out first.
Yeah,
because you're like, your head starts to get a little light.
I put it down after my usual 3 blows.
Does your head get light?
Yeah, I get lightheaded a lot.
I don't think I've done that with much vigor. Join the club, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know you're having like.
I'm dying.
Yeah, you have all kinds of wacky
Heart's
shit,
good though.
Yeah.
Heart's good. I told you the heart's good.
What? Oh no, wait. You got that's like a recent thing.
When my head was all fucked up, they checked out. They did a stress test. This whatever. They CAT scanned my heart, looked for calcium deposits and blockages, and the doctor was like, first of all, the waiting room is always like 90-year-olds and 80-year-olds. I already knew. I was like, if my heart's bad, then I'm not at the right time. And then the doctor called me and goes, yeah, you're good. I go, yeah, I want him to expound a little bit. And I go, well, when should I see you again? He goes, 20 years. And I go, he knows I'm a comedian, so I was being a smart. I guess other doctors might get where, but I go, yeah, I didn't like financially plan for that long, so I was hoping you were going to say like 5 to 7 years. So,
Yeah.
Guys,
How can we accelerate this?
Subscribe and rate our podcast. We got to start taking some big swings, Dave.
Yeah.
We gotta sign up for the swim.
It's time. We're past 20 episodes now.
Yeah, we got to start showing some content where people are like, what's going on there in Los Angeles? I call it the City of Angels, California.
We need more. We need something controversial. We need more. Like our clips are cute, but we need something like viral. We need
controversial.
Yeah, we need to like rip someone to shreds.
I got one.
What?
It's a week late though.
Oh, that's okay. It'll be a warm up.
I watched it. This is the way it's a week late. We're recording this a week earlier, but I watched the Grammys last night.
Okay.
People are upset that Beyonce didn't win Album of the Year, and Beyonce is not that good.
Did Taylor Swift come up and be like, "What now?"
She was
Kanye.
She wasn't up for Album of the Year.
Oh yeah, but I'm just
She
saying,
was just hanging out there. Yeah.
But why?
I don't think Beyonce's that good.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't realize she released an album.
Renaissance. It was like,
Ooh.
well, you guess you're not on TikTok because a lot of our songs are TikTok dances. And stuff.
Wait. You don't think Beyonce is that good?
I mean, let me start with this. First of all, let's start with this. This is my review of the Grammys. First of all, do you know who opened the Grammys?
You're gonna stir up the bee's nest of Beyonce fans. So this is the kind of controversy we need.
I think you say
Keep going.
Bay. I don't know.
The Bay
There's
Bays.
like a version. You
What are
say.
they? The
She's Bay,
Beyonces.
but then B, then Bees and Bay.
The Bees Bays. Beyonce Bays.
Do you know who
Bees.
started the whole Grammys? I put it on our Mermen thread on the 3 of us.
Brian Adams.
I literally put it on the fucking thread.
Oh, was it Bad Bunny?
It was Bad Bunny.
Oh, I didn't watch it.
It's awesome. Like he came
How did
out.
she do?
She did great. He came out and like had, I don't know, 100 dancers. Did you watch it, Luis?
I saw the clip that you sent me.
He had
'cause
like
I'm
a
good
fucking
friend.
100 dancers. Some of them had like giant paper mache heads, kind of like carnival style
Cool.
thing, you know, like, and they just danced among the crowd and on the stage. And I don't think that's one of his songs, is it? That's not really, his songs are more kind of reggaetonish, right?
I know all the songs,
know,
so
I
I can
mean,
listen.
Because that seemed more like a traditional kind of Puerto Rican or like kind of, what do you call it, merengue or something?
No, well, so
Yeah.
you're talking about the one you sent in the.
Yeah.
No, that's his, which is why I really like it because he went very traditional, like.
Yeah. It was like a
to
traditional.
his
style.
roots.
But he crushed it. Like he came out there and like the piano guy, like everybody was good, and he like lit it up, and it was good. It was a good start.
Did he mention us?
He was speaking a lot of Spanish fast, and although I do know Spanish, it was too fast for me.
Oh, you couldn't hear him saying like,
could've.
Yeah,
"Gracias un el mermen."
Thank you for helping me sell out the stadium.
Yes, for the mention a few weeks ago.
He won an award. He won like best urban, I think, or whatever they title the thing for an album.
Yeah,
Like,
for not white guy.
But he didn't win best album of the year, and so he could have been upset too. But here's my thing. First of all, the Grammys are fucking stupid. It's like it's just like a made up shit. You know, it's like it's not the best album of the year. First of all, your girl SZA, who you love.
Yeah, I'm a big SZA head.
She came out to present an award. Her album's still #1 in the chart. She wasn't even nominated for anything. Maybe she's not up until next year. I don't know how the timing works.
Way to go, SZA.
But
I got to tell you, that 10-second clip you played for me of SZA,
it's great.
it's my favorite.
Yeah, do you remember the song?
It's the only music I've ever heard of her, but I'm a huge fan.
Kill Bill. Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Or the movie? She was in the movie Kill Bill?
No, I believe the song's called Kill Bill.
Oh.
It's about killing your ex-boyfriend. And I'm pretty sure it's called Kill Bill.
Yeah.
It's called Kill something.
She deserves better than Bill. SZA is a queen.
Here's the thing about SZA. I did not know this. Trevor Noah was the host, and I'm not a huge Trevor Noah fan. Like I'm not against him either, but I'm never like, oh, Trevor Noah's. But he did a good job hosting, man. Like,
Yeah.
He did a really good. It's a hard gig.
That's the perfect gig for
It is
Trevor
a
Noah.
hard gig, and he did a really good job. So hats off to Trevor. But he introduced SZA. I think somebody introduced SZA, and she goes, she originally wanted to be a marine biologist. I was like, what?
Hey, soulmate.
I was like, yeah, SZA.
We should have her on the podcast.
She probably would do it. She's not.
Luis,
she's
reach
not
out to
doing-
SZA.
She's not doing a lot. Get on our booking team. See if you can get.
Reach out to
SZA.
SZA's people.
She had on a very interesting dress. It was like.
Tell her
wrapped
I'm her biggest fan, and Forrest was a marine biologist as well.
Perfect. On it.
Her album's still #1 on the charts. So I'm sure she's not busy doing anything.
Well, we're
touring
number like 112 in Hungary on the podcast charts.
I'm talking about buying. People buy her album.
Oh,
In this day and age, that's something.
money's not everything.
Yeah, well. But I'd send her the photo of me and the manatee. See what happens.
So what else
Get
from
on
the
that, Luis.
what else from
Luis
the
is looking
Grammys?
at us. He's not taking us seriously.
I was actually watching the story that Dave posted of you right now.
Doing his Airbnb
fuck
business.
Dave. Yeah, he just takes fucking. People wonder why I'm mean to you on this podcast. It's like
Why
you
are you
you just
mean to
take
me?
a story of me on a phone call talking to a painter, and you're like, "I'll put this on the story." Your family must not like you.
What do you mean? I'm a hero to most people.
Does your wife have like a rule? Because I never see her on your story where she's like, "Do not put me on your story." Like your kids are on there.
It's not a rule, but I just know that she really does not like it. So I
well,
try to respect
Guess
that.
who else doesn't?
Yeah.
This guy.
But if it was worth it, then I
Yeah,
would
if-
put it.
if
But
we're
you're a
going to-
comedian. You're an entertainer. You asked for this life.
Yeah, but I didn't ask you to, like, I'm talking to a painter in Orlando, and you're like, check out this. Look at this loser. Idiot.
I didn't say loser. I thought it was cool. I wanted people to see that side of you, that you were being very serious and you were taking care of business. Yeah. The 3 paint cans, I should move them from that cabinet to the other cabinet. Thanks, Ronaldo.
Angel.
Angel.
Yeah.
Thanks, Angel. You're an angel.
Anyways, at the end, Harry Styles won Album of the Year. First of all, here's the other thing about the Grammys. There's Song of the Year, Record of the Year, Album of the Year. What the fuck are all the... There's so many categories. You're like, just...
Is it the fiscal year?
I don't know, because I'm not sure. And Beyonce won 2 awards. She wasn't there for the first one because she was in traffic.
Oh.
That's
Even,
what they
man,
said.
she's just like us. She gets stuck in
They're
traffic.
just like us. And she tied for the most Grammys ever. And then she broke the record and most Grammys ever. Now, here's the thing about that. In that category, it was Best Electronic Dance Album. I don't think of Beyonce. Huh? Yeah, the other nominees were like Diplo, Rufus Du Sol, who's like an Australian. They're an EDM kind of, but I gave one of them a ride in my Uber back in the day. Yeah, I have a story about that. I could tell.
See, this guy's always got a side hustle.
Not anymore. Some other electronic, and then and Beyonce, and I was like, she doesn't belong in this car, and they gave it to Beyonce, and who gives? I still don't give a fuck, but that broke the record, and then she didn't win Album of the Year.
Record for most Grammys?
Yeah, she has the most Grammys ever.
Wow.
In history, so she's fine, and she's also fine. She's great. She's like her and Jay-Z are chilling. I think their lives are okay, and so she didn't win Album of the Year. Harry Styles won it, but it was like Adele, her, Harry Styles, Lizzo. I forget who else. Maybe I don't remember who else is in there. But Coldplay or some shit. Whatever. but like, you know, just famous people with a lot of money. And so she didn't win it. And then the internet was like very upset that Harry Styles won it because he did make a comment where he goes, people like me don't win this award. And he's white and he's male. And so everybody jumped on that. And I was like, but then people question his sexuality. And I was like, at the end of this, I was just like, do you know that none of this shit matters?
Yeah.
Like, like all these people.
Yeah.
Like,
this is my new philosophy.
who are people? Do you think any of these people went home and they're like, fucking hey? They went home and they were like, all right, cool. Whoa, look how much money's in our bank account. Cool. All right. Anyways, what's our next thing we're doing? It's like, I think they're fine.
This is my new philosophy on life in general, is that I think that there's a million people in the world who sit on their phone or talking to somebody and are complaining about, oh, you can't use this word and this word is offensive and it's appropriation and blah, blah, blah. And you can't say it that way.
You're trying to
and
say something controversial? Is that what we're trying to do? Yeah.
No, this is just how I feel in my heart. And if it's controversial, so be it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
B-Storm, hear me out.
B-Storm. What are you talking about?
That's Beyonce's fans. They're all listening now because you got them up in her furry.
Are they called the B-Storm?
The B-Swarm? Beehive.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes more sense. Beehive, hear me out. I think there's so many people that are on Twitter or on their phone and they're just, oh, blah, 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 I'm mad about this and that and words and this and da, da, da. And meanwhile, some handicapped old lady is coming by them and she's just struggling to open up the door into the smoothie place that they're sitting on the porch of, and they can't get in, and their life is really stressful and hard because they got to go through those hardships all the time, and they finally open the door and they work their way in, and they're just like, oh, and then you could have made a difference right there, right? You could have had a human connection and gone, let me open that door for you. Hope you're having a good day.
And then she goes,
try the strawberry banana smoothie. It's awesome. I just had it. She goes, thanks so much.
And they say, all we've got is some lemonade. That's a reference you're not going to get.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that an Airbnb lingo?
No, it's a Beyonce.
Oh, lemonade. I know. Yeah, she had an album
there you
called
go.
Lemonade, yeah.
See, you were supposed to.
But you know what I mean?
That's
like
what would have happened.
people are so wrapped up in things that don't matter that they don't take the opportunity that's right in front of them to actually have positive impact on people's lives.
I'll tell you another thing. At the very end, to close out the show, DJ Khaled has that song that has.
And another one.
He has a song with it's like Lil Jon's in it, Jay-Z. I forget who else. But they did a live performance. I thought it was pre-recorded because it was outside of Staples or Crypto Run, whatever the fuck it's called. You could see the Figueroa Street exit. So it was right there. And they had this giant cornucopia, like this table filled with fruits and cakes and food. I mean, giant. It was like a 30, 40-foot table. And they were all sitting behind it and like rapping and singing. And it was really good. It was a killer. Like, it was a really good performance. Like, but there are so many homeless people within about 100 feet of that table. Oh, yeah,
just in frame.
There was so much food on that table. That's all I could. I knew exactly where they were, and I knew how close homeless people. There must have been people literally like this, like.
Are you guys going to finish that?
Wonder what they can do with that dragon fruit. There was so much dragon fruit on the table, and there was like cut oranges and cakes and shit and stuff. And I was just like,
so much nourishment.
You know, they threw it away. I think legally they have to probably throw it away.
Probably.
Yeah, and there was just people that like, we will take that off your hands.
So sad.
Also, Jay-Z, if you could sign this. Yeah, he was right there. That was, what's Jay-Z's nickname?
Jizza.
Yeah.
UVA.
Oh, boy.
Second quarter.
It's a hard knocks life for us.
Let's move on.
Yeah. I know Jay-Z. Come on. That's
Hard Knocks Live. Hard Knocks Live. That's a pretty recent song.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the classics are what matter. Mm-hmm. I know 90s hip hop. Let's put it that way.
You do? You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think I could play 90s hip hop song and you'd know who it was? Are we allowed to play songs on here?
Nope.
Why not?
I mean, even though we're still not monetizing, it's still going to be like a copyright claim.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a weird.
We'll play it and then we'll play Happy Birthday over it or something.
It doesn't.
Just see if
I don't know what you're saying right now. I thought if we played like 13 seconds or less and then we commented on it, it's legal.
Oh, it's like a phone tap.
Right? No, it's like legal.
I don't know the things.
You want to just sing it?
Me? I mean, you know 90s hip hop. What year is 90s are we talking about?
All the 90s.
90 to 99.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. 1990.
I mean, that's when I listened to music. The reason why I don't know the modern stuff is because I don't listen to music anymore. I don't have time.
I don't think you would know Like, do you think you know it by listening to it, or you think you can just name the bands? What you're saying?
I mean, I might be a little rusty on like if we're going on deep dives, but I mean, I was aware when I was a teenager or early 20s. I listened to popular music, which was 90s hip hop at the time. I also liked country music.
Okay, who was your favorite hip hop group in the 90s or individual?
I mean, I'll just rattling off
Rattle them.
albums that I listened to would be the aforementioned. We were talking before we started recording. Outkast was my favorite.
Which album?
All of them.
Name an album.
Southern Playlistic Cadillac Music, Atlians.
Do you say
Speaker
Atlians?
Box.
I never knew how to pronounce that album.
Yeah.
I always say AT-Aliens.
Yeah.
But Atlians?
Yeah.
It's probably Atlians.
Yeah, I listened to every one of those albums, front to back.
I'm surprised you did Southern. Yeah,
that was the first one.
It's a good one, yeah.
Yeah.
All
Southern Playlistic Cadillac.
I forgot you went to school in the South, though. Of course you listen to Outkast. They were huge there. All right. They're legit. That's my favorite. This is fun. I want you to rap some more Outkast.
Okay.
Do something from AT-Aliens or Atlians.
Throw those hands in the air, wave them around like you just don't care. In the shit and
now, if you like fish and grits.
Oh yeah, there it is. Man, it's hard without the music to rap with. I haven't done
like fish and grits
and all that pimp shit.
Yeah.
Then let me hear you say, "Oh yeah, you're." That's it.
That's it. Yeah. Luis does not care. He's not impressed.
Bombs
at all.
over Baghdad.
That was a little bit later, but yeah, still 90s. You got Outkast now.
Right?
Yeah, cool. All right, you're in. You like Tribe Called Quest?
Tribe, yeah. Tribe's good. Probably would have a harder time rattling off some
Nas?
Tribe. Nas was good.
Let's hear a few bars on Nas.
If I ruled the world. Imagine that. All the girls. All the boys and girls. Is that what it was?
You're doing the hook. You're doing the hook right now.
I know.
I want you to do some of the bars.
I don't remember a lot of them.
New York State of Mind.
Yeah. I liked
Nas is a hard one.
yeah, Nas is
He's
hard.
like,
and I wasn't
packed full of lyrics, so it's
Yeah.
like you got it. Okay, all right. So we'll skip Nas. This first album though was not the first. What was his considered his best album of all time?
Nas' best album of all time? It was probably that one.
What was the name?
Oof.
That wasn't that one, but
I don't know. I'm not a Nas aficionado.
Illmatic.
Oh, yeah, I do remember Illmatic. Beastie Boys were popular in the 90s.
Why you gotta make it white, dude?
Oh, sorry.
They
I
were
liked
popular in the 90s.
yeah. I liked all the Tupac disciples, you know. Loved
You didn't like Tupac?
not love Tupac.
Who were the Tupac disciples?
Thug Life.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean Thug Life?
Thug Life was a band where
yeah.
where Tupac was like kind of part of it.
Did you like Digital Underground?
Yeah, and then he started with Digital Underground, right? He was like
Yeah, with what's his name?
the Humpty Hump.
Yeah, Humpty. The Humpty.
Hunt is your chance, do the hump. I once got busy in a Burger King bathroom.
This is a fun segment,
Right?
I want to keep going with it.
Yeah, I'm trying. I know I have some more creative answers for
one
you.
line from each. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Got a nose like a pickle. That was one of the lines.
I like a lot of the Wu-Tang.
Oh yeah, let's hear some Wu-Tang.
Ah man, I'm not gonna be good at that.
Cream.
How about shimmy, shimmy, y'all, shimmy, yay. Give me the mic and let me take it away. Old Dirty.
Yeah, R.I.P.
You like that?
Cream though.
Cream.
Cash rules
The world.
Nope.
Oh.
It's an acronym.
Oh.
Cream. Cash rules.
Everything around me. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. What's the next part? Cash rules everything.
Dollar bill, y'all.
Yeah, there you go.
It's all coming back to me.
All right. You're a hip hop head, dude.
Yeah.
No one would deny this.
Yeah. I got to have dinner with DJ Premier. That was pretty badass.
You got to have dinner with DJ Premier?
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
Tom and Bert.
Oh, I was like, why were you having DJ?
Let me
dinner with DJ
rephrase. Tom and Bert were having dinner with DJ Premier, and I got to be there.
Did you know who DJ Premier is?
Oh yeah, dude.
Do you know who DJ Premier is? Didn't DJ Premier die?
No.
Oh no, Guru did.
Guru died.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Do you know who DJ Premier is?
Nope, never heard of him.
Do you know Guru is?
No. Like from Despicable Me, Guru?
No, Guru. He was a lyricist. He was a rapper.
Yeah, no.
Maybe one of the best.
He passed away. They were in a group. What the fuck was it called? Gangstar?
Gangstar.
Yeah, Gangstar. Hip hop group. Yeah, DJ Premier. He's
Gangstar
still right. He's a great DJ.
The
And then
shit.
Guru did like a side album that was like a jazz. It was called it was like a jazz album, a jazz hip hop album.
No matter what we got in life, baby, we always got the moment of truth.
And my mom would listen to that. Oh my God. DJ Premier is the shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, DJ Premier. I know you're alive. It's Guru. Guru got like cancer or something like that.
Yeah.
Died young. That's crazy. How did you have dinner with him? You know what happened? I went to my aunt's. I love fucking Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul. De La Soul was briefly on the Grammys last night. In the history of hip hop. De La Soul, you can't even listen to them. They don't even have them on Apple Music right now. And like there's some record label bullshit where they still aren't on streaming services, and they're just one of the best rap groups of all time, in my opinion. And did I tell this story about?
I don't know, tell it again.
About seeing them live and
I don't think so.
with a buddy, and anyways, I'm not gonna say his name. He might listen to the podcast. I don't want to blow him up, but it's a guy I think you might have went to high school with. Anyways, a friend of mine that I went to college with, and I went to go see at the Cameo in South Beach.
Yeah,
I think they still do night shows there. It used to be a club too.
Cameo.
And it was like a hip hop concert, and it was like the first band was Dead Prez, which I don't know if you know, that's Mos Def and Talib Kweli. That was their first band, but this was when they first started. And then it was like Common was on the bill, and he wasn't even that big yet.
Common. I used to love her.
Yeah, there you go. De La Soul was there, and Tribe was there, or at least Q-Tip was there. I think Tribe was there. Crazy lineup. My friend was one of the promoters, so he got us like really like we were on like there's like mezzanines there. We were up like behind the stage, and we were able to go like backstage and stuff. And my other friend that came with me got fucking hammered. He was like drunk, and I know he was drunk because when he gets drunk, one of his eyes starts to close. You know?
Do you have one of those tells? I have a tell.
I don't think I have a tell, but he had one eye that would start to close, and it'd be like that half of his brain was shutting off or something.
Do you know what my tell is?
What is it?
So the more I drink, and I only know this because my friends, and when I was in my early 20s and we go out to loud bars, they noticed it, and then it became such a large sample size that it was undoubtedly I do this. Yeah. But you know when you're at a loud bar and you hold your hand up like this, and you're like, what do you want to drink? Yeah. Well, the drunker I get, the more I hold my hand up like this.
Oh, wow.
And they're just like, hey, man.
It's like this?
They're like, yeah. They're like, hey, where's Dave? Like, I don't know, but he was hammered. He was like slurring up here. You guys, you know what you're doing.
All right.
It was like a drunk dial.
So my buddy's wasted, and whatever. I don't give a fuck. We're out fucking hip hop. I don't give a fuck. He's wasted.
It's supposed to be.
Let's have fun. We end up in the green room, which is not big, and in this green room is 2/3 of De La Soul, Q-Tip. I think Common was in there. There was a lot of the performers, and there was
Forrest. Hey guys, big gulp song.
There was randos. There was me and my buddy. We're just randos, and some other randos. Whatever. And it was like an office too, because I remember I was next to a filing cabinet. And I was separated from me and my friend that way. And we're in there, and one of the rappers is rolling a joint. I want to say it's like Pasta News or something. I don't want to like blow up whoever it was, but it's fucking legal now. But somebody was rolling a joint, and there was about to be a joint smoked. And I was like, wow, I might, if I just stand in the right place, I could smoke a joint with these people that I have been listening to their music for years, and I love them, and this would be amazing.
So how'd it go?
Well, let me tell you, Dave, the friend I'm with,
who's not named Dave, by the way, that wasn't a slip.
I think I've told the story and I've said his name before. He turns to me across the top of his filing cabinet, I remember, and he just goes, Forrest, like loud, Forrest, have you listened to the new De La Soul album? Like super loud. And I was like, what?
You were like, cool.
What are you doing? And he goes, it's good, man. You should give it a listen.
Dope.
Really good. And like De La Soul's there, and they look up and they're just like, what the fuck is this guy?
You're
and
like,
then
be cool, bro.
Yeah. And I forget which, and maybe it was Common or somebody else just like went to like one of the people, which they should have done. They had everything. They were like, hey, can we like clear some of these people out of the room? And I was like, especially now as a performer, I'm like, yeah, I don't even know how we got into your room. Like, I don't know why we
totally inappropriate. You were Salt Bay.
But even then, I was like, yeah, no, this checks out. So they start clearing everybody out. But I was behind this tall cabinet thing, and like behind there was like a post, and security just kind of missed me, and because there was some other people that weren't performers that they weren't, and they're kicking everybody out, and they grab my friend and they're like starting to get him out, and I'm like, oh shit, I can maybe stay in here, and he goes, Forrest, they're kicking us out, and he starts pointing to me, and I'm like. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me, bro?" Like, that was it.
You gotta have a good
smoke a joint.
You gotta have a good wingman when you get into situations like that.
He was blacked out, bro. He had his eye half as high. Once one of his eyes was closed,
he's done.
Miles was talking. To
I would have been like, Forrest,
the kicking his ass.
Forrest,
the new Tribe album, amazing.
Third quarter.
Hey, so I'll tell you a story.
Would have been fun.
When I was emceeing in South Florida, the first time I ever met Tom Segura, he was featuring at the West Palm Improv for Tommy Davidson.
Yeah.
So I was emceeing, maybe one of my first full MC weekends ever.
Yeah.
Tom was middling, and Tommy Davidson was headlining.
And you were trying to impress these fellas, show them your chops, so maybe I can get.
I was just trying to survive.
Okay.
And
trying to give you credit.
Thank you. And
I know what joke you were doing. You know?
Which one?
You're definitely doing the driving home and the people jogging joke.
Maybe not. I might not have had that joke yet. I was probably doing the OnStar joke.
There was no way they were letting you host without that joke. Because you had to have some ammunition, and that was like one of your good jokes at the beginning.
Yeah. You're talking about the one where I say
when
that
you're coming home from a night out partying and people are jogging, and you're like, they're on tomorrow and I'm on today.
Yeah. And then I'm like, get off my car.
It was a drunk driving joke.
Yeah.
But you were the hero in it. Driving drunk.
I have several of those.
And you hit somebody in the joke too.
But by the way, I just had this realization that I'm adamantly against drunk driving. I think it's very irresponsible. There's no reason to do it these days. Uber is so easy. It's very dangerous, right? Mm-hmm. And with that said, I have multiple pro drunk driving jokes in my set. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's, I don't know why I think it's funny and subconsciously.
Don't let your kids listen to them.
Yeah, right? Bad example, Dave. So we were in the
friend you're talking about?
Huh?
Is that my friend that you're talking about?
Yeah. Bleep that out. So we were in the green room, and these random celebrities kept coming through all weekend, like Ricky Williams' sister. Mm-hmm. Like people like that, you know? And then so one point there's people.
That's not a celebrity, by the way.
No, but I'm just saying that's how random it was.
Sister, yeah.
So we're sitting there, and Tom looks at me and starts like whispering something to me, and I'm like, huh? And he's like, Tom's like, and so he poked out of the green room and he goes, that's De La Soul. And I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, that's like two of the members of De La Soul.
Who was it?
I don't remember.
Plug One.
I don't remember.
Pasta News.
I don't remember.
Okay.
So we went back in, and then, you know, like Tom's a huge hip hop fan, and you know, he was. So then fast forward to, we got to have dinner with DJ Premier, because Tom was doing shows in Brooklyn, and he had DJ Primo do the he had him DJ the show, like, and just surprise the audience with it, and which is pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah,
and then we were
killing it,
and we were
DJ Premier's.
We were in New York too at the same time, so we met him for dinner. And so I was just trying to be, you know, respectful, and it was kind of a loud place, and I was like sitting off in the me and Jeff Tate were over there. And then at one point everyone got up. It was just kind of either going to the bathroom or grabbing drinks or hanging out or whatever. So I slid over and was talking to Premier, and I go, hey man, I got to ask you just one like music question as a fan. I don't want to be that guy, but you know, there's just one thing I want to know. And he's like, of course, man, whatever you want. And I go, on The Moment of Truth, which is one of my favorite songs of all time, I go, the intro, you have a woman speaking into the mic, and she just says, no matter what we feel in life, baby, we must meet the moment of truth, whatever her line is, you know? Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, was that just a scripted thing, or it's so random, but it starts that song off so perfect. Mm-hmm. She goes, he said, nah, that was a friend of ours who was hanging out in the studio, and on the spot, we just thought that it would be a good line, and we gave it to her, and she walked in the studio and recorded on the mic, and we put it on the album. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'll never have to wonder when I'm listening to that album now what that line was about. So it's pretty cool just to be able to ask something like that.
So I'll tell you another time that I missed out on meeting. I guess it was again, I think it was Tribe. Jim was doing Madison Square Garden, and he was doing, I guess there's two parts. There's the main, and then there's a smaller room.
Yeah, there's smaller theaters.
I think it's still like 3,000
people.
It's not like you're fucking doing shit, you know. But he was there, and I was not able. I had to cancel doing that weekend with him because my aunt was getting married in Texas, and so my mom and I were at my aunt's wedding, and so I think Amos Gill was with him, and some reason Orlando was. I think Orlando was in New York doing something else because he met up with Jim and them afterwards. And so, cut to, I'm like looking at their story or something that's going on, and it's like first they do the show Madison Square Garden, and I think Russell Crowe came to the show, who I've met before or whatever, but he's hanging out with them, and that's important to the story. And then but first they're like, hey, you want to catch the end of Billy Joel because he's in the next room over in the giant Madison Square Garden. So they caught like the last 3 songs plus the encore, which I'm sure is like all
Piano
the
Man
fucking
or something,
money songs. So I'm watching that in the story. I'm like, well, that looks fun. And then, Russell Crowe is friends with the RZA from the
everyone knows that.
You didn't know that?
Everyone knows that.
Well, he's done like music tracks for, they've worked together on movies. And then I guess he's done some music tracks for some of the movies that he's produced or directed or whatever.
Yeah. Russell Crowe was one of the original members of Wu-Tang Clan.
He was, yeah. He was the
Gladiator.
I don't think that was his name.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but I only know that because when Jim became friends with Russell Crowe, like when there was one day I go, well, who was in the? I got to meet Russell at one point, but I go, who was in the room? And he was like, yeah, it was like this director and somebody else. And he goes, and some guy, he was like, the RZA? It's like, I was like, from the Wu-Tang Clan.
The RZA?
From the Wu-Tang Clan? He goes, yeah. I go, all right, cool. Anyways, because they were with the RZA, because he was going to meet the RZA, they went to some fucking cool party, and it was like the RZA was there. I think fucking Q-Tip was there.
Q-Tip's always around.
Yeah, I think somebody else from Wu-Tang was there, and I'm like, the fuck, well. But I love my aunt, and I was at her wedding, so no regrets.
It was a beautiful service.
It was. Yeah. It was a nice wedding.
All my cousins were there.
They're still married, so it's good. The good marriage, so I'm happy for my aunt, but I did miss out on that.
Have you ever been to a wedding where you knew you're like, this wedding's not gonna last, and then you were right?
I mean, 50% minimum. Yeah.
Just by the odds.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, let me think of the. I can't think of any offhand.
One of my college buddies.
But I've missed some weddings of my friends that I should have went to. 2 of my friends that I've missed that I feel bad about. And I think they remind me every time.
Did you come to my wedding?
I don't. Weren't you married by the time I met you?
Maybe. If not,
I did not come to your wedding.
Yeah. If not, we probably just met each other.
I did not come to your wedding.
My wedding was pretty.
The weddings I missed my roommate in college, Mike Serpy, and his wife, Demetria. I missed their wedding. I had just moved. Both of these, I think I had just moved to LA, and I couldn't afford to go or something. But my friend Charlie Burton, who I've known my whole life.
Yeah.
You know him, right?
I know Charlie.
Yeah. My whole life, I missed his wedding, but I literally just moved to LA. Not only could I not afford it, I had like gigs planned, and it was like I was driving Uber and Lyft and this and trying to make ends meet. But I still feel bad about not being there. I know, in case he's listening.
Well, one day,
sell it,
Charlie, when we're a gazillionaires, we will pay for you to renew your vows, and Forrest will be there.
But I did go to my friend's wedding. That was all expenses paid. Lisa Correa, we were dating at the time. She went with me. We went to the British Virgin Islands. They flew us to Puerto Rico, then to Tortola, put us on a sailboat that transferred to us another sailboat. And there was a bunch of us on two catamarans. There was like 4 couples in each catamaran, stocked with food and booze with their own captains and shit. And then,
Airbnb business. Someone spilled a paint can.
And then we went to the British Virgin Islands, and there was a lot of people on land there and stuff too. And it was like all expenses paid this whole trip. Like everything was paid. And we would like go to reefs and go diving. We go to like the baths, which are like all these marble, like natural stone, like things that you swim around and hike in and stuff. That was killer. But they're divorced. But like during the, they were living on a sailboat together. So that already is like, you're just going to live on a sailboat after you get married. And I wasn't rooting for them to get divorced, but It just seemed like I used to live with my buddy. It was my buddy Justin, and I was just like, I don't know. He's just such a free spirit. Like like at one point he hiked the Adirondack Trail with his wolf / husky dog and played the bongos. And he's like,
you can't tie that guy down.
He's like one of those kind of guys. I'm like, I don't know if the married life's for him, but they had a kid and they got divorced, and I wasn't rooting for the divorce, but the whole time I was like, I don't know, living on a sailboat and whatever. I also felt bad because everybody was. I tried to be funny at that wedding. The wedding, there was I think it was the wedding or the rehearsal dinner was on the beach, and everybody was like standing up and saying stuff about his wife, his fiance, then wife, Meredith, who's a very lovely, nice person. And I believe Lisa's still in contact with her, friends with her, and she's a great person. And they should say nice things about her, but nobody was saying anything about Justin. I guess maybe there wasn't enough people.
Yeah.
So I decided, or Lisa was like, you should say something. I forget how it was. So I just stood up.
Like, hey.
I tried to do a little stand up at first. I was like, hey, I'm Forrest. I'm an alcoholic. Nothing. Didn't get any joke. And they were like, oh, he's an alcoholic. Right? Yeah. There was one person.
These are the kind of friends you have?
There's one person that lives in LA that thought it was hilarious. And I think he was like director or something. And I was like, yeah, put me in some. And I tried to then I was like, just even the rest of the family's not into this. But
do you think that might have laid the groundwork for their marriage?
I think it worked out. I think I got him. I think that might have been
you're the catalyst,
beginning of the end. But it was cool, man. That was a cool wedding. Those weddings, I'm all for.
Well, I don't.
A sidebar here, but yeah.
I don't remember doing this.
Not for them getting divorced, but like all expenses paid to British Virgin Islands. Anyone wants to invite me to that?
I think I might have. I think I might have planted seeds that caused the divorce because my one of my roommates, I won't say his name, when I was in college, he started.
Yeah, but they're gonna know.
Yeah, he started. That's okay.
In the comments section.
All right, it's Justin. He started dating this girl, and he fell in love super fast.
Justin?
Huh?
Is it Justin?
Yeah. No, you don't know.
Oh, that was my friend's name.
Oh, yeah. My friend's name is Justin too.
Wow. What are the odds?
Yeah, it's a super unique name. So he married this girl, and she was like the breadwinner. And he I don't even think he finished college. I think he moved to a city in Georgia with her, and they had kids. And actually, I think they only had one kid, but
he was an athlete.
And the marriage just wasn't going good, right? And they eventually got divorced. And it was a little bit messy. And then years later, I didn't really keep in touch with him that often. But years later, I was coming through town and we had beers, and he goes, Dave, should have listened to you. And I go, what? He goes, you're the only one that told me the truth. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Were you like this when you were saying it?
Probably.
Like an arm was up here.
I'm sure I was.
You better fucking sign a prenup.
He was like, you told me it was a mistake. He's like, you said that it was bad news and I didn't listen to you. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I told you that? He's like, yeah. He's like, you told me I was crazy for marrying her. And I was like, I don't remember saying that at all. But I mean, I thought it. We all said it behind your back.
Yeah.
But I guess we were right.
I was at a wedding in Hawaii that got called the day off.
But that's definitely me though. It's like I'll just get drunk and blurt out the truth, and then.
But what did you say exactly?
I don't know. I guess I told him that it was not a good idea.
I was at a wedding. My friend's wedding got called the day off of the wedding.
And you were already there
in Hawaii? Yeah. What do you think? I'm arriving the day of the wedding in Hawaii? Yeah, I was in Hawaii.
That's like a Jennifer Lopez movie.
Didn't have a good ending. Well, it did because my friend didn't get married to her, and it was good in the end. Because it would have been bad news.
Who got cold feet, her or him or both?
I would say, so without getting into like dirty details of it, I would say my friend, so we got there. We were there for like 9 days by the time the wedding got cut off.
Oh my God.
We were on hikes and playing golf. And yeah, the only thing is I'd never been to Hawaii before. My mom was there, flew there. Brian Joseph, him and his wife were there. His brother was there. Other friends, it was a good friend of ours, and he's from Miami, but he had been living in Hawaii for years, and met a girl who was from Florida as well, but had been living there for years, and they decided to get married. And destination wedding, Hawaii. We never been there. Who gives a fuck? Lisa was dating her at the time, so she came. She was there too for it, and so excuse me. We had a good time though, because we never been to Hawaii before, so we did all Hawaii shit, and plus we were there with my friend who lived there, so he was like, "We're going on a hike." And we literally went on the side of a house and then hiked for 2 miles and we're by a waterfall. Shit that you wouldn't know if you were just a tourist.
Yeah. Going somewhere where you have some sort of local knowledge is so key to having a good
We
time.
went on like really cool hikes. We did like cool shit. We were on the North Shore, staying there the whole time. Like literally seeing whale. You wake up and see whales breaching right in front of that like house there, and then Waimea Gardens was right there, which is really.
And then they looked at each other and said, "I don't love you."
No, so there was some weird shit. Like my buddy was being like weird the whole week, but when he gets stressed out, he's weird sometimes. So I was like, guys, just being weird, you know. And then guess what was happening was my friend's family had some money, and I don't know if her family had money or not at all. And there's something to do with a prenup that I think she was. This is what I think, but I don't know for sure. I think she was. It was discussed months and months and months ahead of time, and she was like, "I think I'm gonna have my lawyers look at it. You know, I'll have my lawyers look at it." And I think the week of after everybody landed there, she was like, "Yeah, I didn't ever sent that to my lawyers." And like everybody's there, so I think my friend was just like,
So
okay.
she probably
Over here are the seals, and let's go take a look at the flower. And in his brain's like, and it's like his whole family's there, you know.
And she thought that maybe that by then he'd be like, have no choice but marry her.
I think she thought,
but he was like, nope.
Once everybody's on the island, you know, whatever. And so I don't know what was said back and forth with there and stuff, but I know his mom well, and I'm sure she was like, this is gonna be, you know. So by the way, when I landed there, he presented me with a ukulele. And he goes, "Hey, you used to play guitar. He goes, "You're going to be playing Somewhere Over the Rainbow while my sister sings it at the wedding." I was like, "What? When were you going to tell me this?" I don't even know how to play the ukulele. So I'm like on YouTube, like ding, 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 ding. I have a ukulele tuner on my phone now.
Everyone's out there doing the hikes and all the fun shit, and you're like, I got to practice the ukulele. Sorry.
So I was upset for my friend when the wedding got called off, but I also was like, fucking thank God I don't have to play Somewhere Over the Rainbow with the ukulele. I was almost like, praise Jesus.
So if this was a movie, what would happen in Act 3 is there'd be this big falling out, fight in front of everybody.
Yeah, I'd walk up like,
and then
whoa.
you just walk out like somewhere.
No, his sister was gonna sing it. Yeah. I can't sing, but which I don't even know if she knew she was gonna sing. So, it's like all this shit is going on behind the scenes. By the way, there wasn't a real bachelor party because I live in Hawaii. So for like the bachelor party, me and him and a bunch of people, we just like went down to a beach and drank and hung out and like smoked some pot or something. It was fun. Like we had a good time.
The RZA was there.
She went on a tour, like on a cruise, a sunset cruise with all these girls. Within 2 or 3 weeks of this wedding getting called off, she was dating the guy that
runs the cruise.
Yeah, so I was like, this girl's already suspect.
On to the next.
Yeah, and like I think she was like trying to take him for a lot of shit because, anyways, I think whatever happened in the end, she told him basically said the night before well, here's the deal, like whatever led up to all that other shit. Here's the deal. Tomorrow when the wedding's taking place, and she was supposed to like come in on a horse because we did the rehearsal and stuff. And tomorrow when the wedding's taking place, you can be there with all your friends and just stand there and I'll never show up, or you can call the wedding off. So she was like, didn't want to be the one calling it off. Like, you have to do this shit. So 5 a.m., day of wedding, I get a call. Hey, come pick me up. I'm at the house. The wedding's off. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And it wasn't like, I didn't know, but it wasn't like a surprise because I could feel like, I guess you could feel that energy. Like, I guess. But also, it's like a friend I've known forever, so I didn't even question. I was like, let me just get in the car and go get him. Because he was at his house where he lived with her, about 6-7 miles from where we were staying. And I guess all of her brothers had come there and kind of formed this, like oh, the brothers are coming in. So when time I got there, it was like all the brothers. And I was like, all right, get in the car. Get it. Like, it was like already. And then his mom rolled up there and was like, you got to give the ring back. She didn't want to give the ring back. She thought it was like a gift. I'm like, I don't know if you know how weddings work, sweetie, but it's not a fucking gift. You gotta give the fucking. You don't get to keep the fat rock on the engagement ring. It got messy, but my point is, people out there, is be sure who you're getting married to, because in the end, and you couldn't tell my friend this at that time, but in the end, this was like a blessing in disguise, because I think he was gonna marry not only a woman that was like trying to be a gold digger, but also a person that I don't think was a very good person. At least not for him. Maybe somebody else. But you know what was funny? Part of the rom-com thing. So, my buddy Charlie Joseph, that you don't know. I don't know if you ever met him, but it's Brian's brother.
Yeah.
And he always like says like the wrong, like he always will come up with like and just say the wrong thing. Like, just we love him for it, but it says like. So literally, I pick up my buddy, we bring him back to the house. He's fucking flat out, this fucking wedding calls. He feels bad. Everyone's on the island. We're like, dude, we're in Hawaii. He's just like this, and he comes out and he goes, "Hey, so what are we gonna do today?" Like, my mom just looked at him like, "You fucking kidding me?"
We're gonna get hammered.
Yeah, I mean, we did try to just distract them the whole day. We're like, "We'll just go do this. We'll get something to eat."
Do you know if my wedding got called off the morning of the wedding? Do you know how drunk I would get that day?
Well, I think we did. I don't know. I don't remember everything that we did, but he had a rough couple months. But he's in a good place now, so I think he's in a better place.
Married?
He's not married, but he has a daughter, and he has he has a really cool daughter who's really
Still got a husky?
This different guy. You're just mixing up the guys.
Sorry. I was thinking of the other.
Yeah, he's got a cool. He works, but he also has a charter business in Miami and stuff. And when I talk to him, I feel like mentally he's in a good place. So.
Fourth quarter.
Forrest, do you think you'll ever get married in your life?
I don't know.
What would be the fastest you would ever get married? If you met someone and fell in love tomorrow, what would be the fastest you would be cool getting married? Would you ever be like, "You're the one, we're going to go to Vegas tomorrow and get married"? Or you would be like, "We got to date at least a year"?
No, I don't have to date a year.
Okay.
I don't know. Look, I've said it before. I've said it on other podcasts, and I'll say it again. I need somebody to manage my money. So as long as somebody's trustworthy and, sort of likes me.
So like an accountant?
An accountant that I could have sex with, that'd be good.
What else is important other than?
Well, I want him to be nice.
I mean, it was just Valentine's Day.
Smart is good. Nice.
Smart, nice.
Nice. That's it. Smart, nice.
Is it a bonus if they're
smart, nice, trustworthy? That's
Is it a bonus, or does it not matter if they're in or not in the comedy industry?
I would not like them to be in the comedy industry.
Yeah.
Why would I want that?
Yeah.
So we can talk about punchlines and tags. Let me tell you what's chafing my balls. The fucking tickle stick in fucking Arkansas. They're fucking whatever. I don't want to talk about comedy.
All right.
You talk about comedy with your wife?
Man, no. I mean, we do, but
but she doesn't want to hear that shit.
I would have a hard time. I would have a hard time being married just another comedian for sure. It's a positive in my marriage that my wife has no interest in being the face of our franchise. My wife's like cool being behind the scenes. And like if both of us were vying for a spot on the Tonight Show, I think it would be.
I'm just nice, smart, trustworthy, and I would like them to have a sense of humor though. Like that's about it.
Like I love making my wife laugh.
Like
my wife
else is whatever gravy.
Yeah, like my wife and I can make each other laugh, and we like making fun of the same kind of stuff or the same kind of humor when it comes to movies and stuff.
I'm fucking constantly a smartass. If I say something, like I don't think you don't have to laugh at all my jokes. I'm talking to this woman out there in the world. You don't have to laugh at all my jokes, sweetie. But hey, I just wanted to be like, if I say something, you're like, were you being serious? I was like, no, of course I wasn't being serious. I'm a fucking comedian. What do you think I fucking?
Well, my favorite thing in the world.
That guy's really fucking piece of shit. Well, probably maybe.
My favorite thing in the world is to have misdirection in real life. So if I like start to say something really serious, and my wife thinks I'm like gonna say something serious, and then I bring up an inside joke or something, and
I still want that.
Yeah, then she just busts up laughing. That's my favorite thing, is to catch her off guard and make her laugh like that.
All right. Well, I've said it before. Like, it's out there.
Yeah, Forrest has been very lonely since Valentine's Day. So if there's anyone who's looking for love,
I'm fine. I got a dog.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was getting lonely vibes.
I'm okay.
It's just you said you've been listening to a lot of Beyonce lately, and that's a real independent woman kind of.
I don't like Beyonce. I don't like her music. She
Where
seems
we
fine.
at,
She seems fine.
We're 48.
All right.
Oh, I had a hot take on a controversial take on sports.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was okay. Good.
No, I'll save it for another one.
All right.
It's pretty involved.
All right. I was going to talk about taking your dog to the vet.
And you do that, and I was going to talk about women that dive with sharks.
Dive with sharks?
That's all on our next episode. They're constant. There's so many
Instagram.
There's so many influencers. Put it this way: I saw a woman that was like giving tips, but she also said, "Don't do this if you don't know how to do it." That was like just diverting a tiger shark with her hand. And I was like, "Oh, this looks cool. Let me find her on Instagram." And I put in just like woman that shark, and it was like 15 women that were like shark Instagram influencers that are like with their hands on my. Is that a thing?
How many of them have both their hands still?
They all are in good shape as you'd be if you were like, because they're all professional divers. They can hold their breath for a long time.
Yeah, they do this thing where they like scratch the shark's belly and it just rolls over. You're not gonna catatonic.
You're not gonna see any like really fatties, men or women out there that are like fucking around with sharks. Like, get in this wetsuit.
He just looks like he's delicious.
Is not look enticing. You want to look bony. We can talk about them. We'll talk about shark influencers.
All right, I'm obsessed with sharks.
Shark influencers. Pets.
Taking your dog to the vet.
And we'll talk all in the next Mermen. Which is, we're going to record tomorrow because Louise is going to go off and
he's
do ayahuasca or some shit. Where are you going?
Going to New York, and then Mexico.
You mean Nueva York?
Yeah, that's how you say it, right?
Yeah, it is. Why don't you learn your
Los
culture?
Mermen.
I almost said Nueva Yorka.
It's not Yorka. Why don't you learn your language, dude? Okay.
Well, I'm going to Mexico directly after that, so I'll learn that.
From New York?
Plus more. Yeah.
You know, it's quicker to go from here.
A lot more expensive.
From here than
Or
from
no,
New York?
just because I'm going to New York and then literally coming home to take a nap and then fly.
What are you doing in New York?
It's my friend's birthday, so just going to celebrate out there.
Man, I respect anyone who plans their nap like days in advance.
Tell them not to get married, your friend.
Yeah, make sure they hear this episode.
And where are you going in Mexico?
Dad's hometown. It's the Mardi Gras.
Why aren't we invited?
Yeah.
You guys.
You've
can
never
come
invited
whenever.
us. We should do a podcast from there.
Is it safe for us to go there?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's
think,
safe.
I think
Never
you
been to
guys,
Mexico?
I think you guys
He
will be
didn't
fine.
say yes very quickly.
This would be my opinion of whether it's safe to travel in Mexico or not is avoid the border towns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good.
If you look like you, Dave.
Could you imagine someone looking at me and going, "We're gonna human traffic that guy"?
It's not human traffic. It's just, it's just there's a lot of shit going down there.
I've almost
There's
gotten
people trying to get across. There's
No, I
drug
get it.
running. There's like all sorts of. There's like because when I went to like La Paz, for instance, and Baja there, it was like chill as fuck, compared to Cabo, where it's like everybody, it's like
I've almost gotten into serious trouble multiple times in Mexico.
yeah, I've almost gotten serious trouble in Los Angeles though.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's not like you're going to a place and you're like I want to go spend some time in Mexico City though, but I don't know. That's Luis. Where do you fly into? Guadalajara?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then was it like an hour?
2-hour drive to my town.
You're not getting in trouble there, dude. They'd love to see someone like you, Dave.
Here, we'll end on this story. One time I went to Cabo.
You don't think that's true though?
No, I believe you. I'm just saying.
We'll talk. Louise thinks you have your back to him. It's rude.
Well, that's how the studio's set up.
I know, but he's talking about his dad's hometown.
Oh, okay. Luis, no disrespect telling the story with my back to you, okay?
Gotcha.
What's the town
Very
again?
disrespectful. Tecolotlan, Jalisco.
I remember from the bakery, but I can't. Say it, Dave.
I'm in college, and my parents go, "Hey, your dad's got a business trip in Cabo. We can get an extra hotel room at the resort."
What business is he doing in Cabo?
Well, he's in the car business, and they
Selling
would
bikinis.
no, they'd have these like meetings where it was car dealers all over the country, and they'd meet at different like resort destinations to do their meetings. So,
How old were you?
I was in college. I was a sophomore, maybe
Okay, sophomore.
sophomore, junior, something like that. I don't know. So my folks said it overlaps with your spring break. Do you guys want to come with us?
But you could drink there,
Yeah,
but legally.
yeah,
But you couldn't drink here legally.
yeah. Exactly. I was 20. I was 20 because I know that because I got in trouble bringing tequila into the country on the same trip. But
You'd probably get in trouble if you were 30 trying to bring tequila into the country, right?
well, didn't know that, especially when you're wearing an Auburn water polo T-shirt with the sleeves ripped off and a sombrero. Apparently, that's a red flag for them to check your bag.
They sell tequila here too.
Yeah. I can't buy it here though. I can buy it there, and I was like, "We'll just bring it home with us."
Got huge plans, guys. You guys need Viagra while I'm here?
That was a thing too. There, I remember there
there's
were
pharmacies
signs
there.
everywhere. It was like, but Viagra was just becoming like.
Yeah, but whatever drug you want, you go to a pharmacy in Cabo, and they write it down on a piece of paper.
But I remember
like, how
Viagra
much do you want? And then they just
specifically.
write a price on a piece of paper. Like, all right, I guess that's what I'm paying for these painkillers.
Viagra had just become a thing, and I remember seeing in every window there's big signs saying Viagra. But anyways,
There's so many pharmacies in downtown or whatever you call that area of Cabo, like that right there. There's so many. There are more pharmacies than there are cars in that area, probably.
And the pharmacies all have quotes around it on the side.
Like, come on in. Like, you got a prescription? Ooh, okay, that's going to cost you a lot. I like if you don't have a prescription there, they're like, it's going to cost you more money. And it's like, well, why? You're not doing anything with that money. You're just...
People go down there to get surgeries.
Yeah, no, well,
yeah, there's a lot of that.
Dentistry. It's big in Mexico. Americans go there because it's fucking rip-off here, and you can get as good or better.
Well, next episode, I'm going to tell you about my vet, and maybe I'm going to start taking my dog down to Mexico to get shit done. But
I fixed my chipped tooth for $10 American over there. So.
Yeah,
little spackle.
There's a village that is just north of Mexico City, maybe an hour drive, and it's like dentist-heavy village, like where people just go there, and they're like, well, we're going to go to Mexico, have a little R&R, get some root canals done and shit for like about, a quarter of the price that we would do here, and we're good to go.
So we're in Cabo, and me and my roommate were going out every night, just partying our
Balls
ass
to the wall.
Yeah, hardcore. Mariah Carey was there, just chilling with like an entourage, and we kind of infiltrated her entourage at one of the bars. We're behind the bar with her and her like bodyguards and shit, just partying, whatever. So my buddy Marco was with me. He's a little Italian guy. He's a guy we dressed up like Elian Gonzalez that one Halloween. Mm-hmm. So he and I were going from one bar to another. We were wasted, right? And so he's like, dude, I gotta pee. I go, I gotta pee too, man. And so we just go down a little side street. Yeah. And I'm on one side of the street and he's on the other side of the street. We're peeing in bushes, right? And out of nowhere, this van pulls up and like 4 or 5 like Mexican police, what do they call them? Federales? Pop out of the van.
By the way, you could have just said police.
Yeah, Mexican police.
You were in Mexico. It would have been weird if you were like, California state troopers, get out of the car.
Yeah.
We're in Cabo, 2,000 miles.
They were Mexican. They were Mexican authorities in an unmarked van. Let's just call them that. Yeah. And like 4 or 5 of them surround me. And Mark goes across the street. He just still pissing, just dives into the bush to hide, right? Mm-hmm. So he's like, they don't see him. He's hiding in the bush, right?
And soaked the bush.
Yeah. And he can't really see what's happening with me because the van's kind of in the way, but he's like trying to see what's happening. And these guys are just like speaking Spanish all around me and I'm pulling my shit together, trying to.
Did you have cash on you?
Just enough apparently.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I'm trying to summon.
Always carry cash, guys.
I'm listing. I'm trying to put my best
for traveling,
my best Spanglish together just to understand what's happening and come up with a plan, right? Because I'm pretty good at talking myself out of situations, but this one was quite the pickle. So finally, they go.
Let me guess how much you had to give them.
Well, wait. Okay. I'll let you guess when I get to that point. So they look. One of the guys looks at me and he goes, "Get in the van. We arrest you for pissing in the street."
Is this a good accent? Is this verified? Is allowed to do this?
That was pretty good.
Allowed?
Wait, let me get into character. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Sí, señor. Okay. So he was like, hey, vamos en un vehicle.
You don't have to do the accents. You're Mexican.
I'm painting a picture. It's a story. I'm a good storyteller.
Yeah.
So then he's like, get in the van. We're going to take you. We're going to arrest you and you got to pay a ticket and whatever. And I was just like, oh, shit. I'm like, all right. So I just take a deep breath. I pull my wallet out. I pull all the money out.
American money or pesos?
I think I had a Mexican. I think I had both. So I just pull whatever was in my wallet and I look at the guy and I go.
Rookie mistake. All right.
And I go.
That's exactly what we need.
No, I didn't care. I wanted them to take it all. I go.
You can negotiate.
Brother, I just didn't want to go to Mexican prison and have to call my parents in the morning to go, hey, Dad, you can't go to your business meeting. You got to come bail me out of Mexican prison.
You're not going to
because I had my dick in my hand.
You're not going to Mexican prison. Like, this is classic. Like, you did something wrong. You're urinating in public.
Bro, I was 20 and hammered.
It's a better system. Here you would go to jail. There, they're just like, we're going to negotiate a fee. And you're like, thank you. It's a way better system, in my opinion.
In my brain, I was like, am I also going to get in trouble for trying to bribe cops? But I was like, it's worth the try. So I go, listen.
You're young. You didn't know this.
I didn't know, bro.
You didn't know that.
Now I know because I did it once.
It's not a bribe. You're having a conversation, and then they'll eventually will say, well, if you, okay. Yeah.
Well, this is how I worded it in my Spanglish. I go, I have to meet my friend somewhere right now.
Yeah, business meeting.
So what if I just give you the money and then you go to the station and pay it for me?
It was like Gilbert
here's
Gottfried
what I have.
in Beverly Hills Cops.
And the guy looks over.
He goes, you have nothing in this end. You have something in this end. And if I put something in this end, then this will go away. I don't know if you know that scene. It's very funny.
Well, he just looks, they talk to each other. And then he goes, okay, And he grabs the money. They get in the van and they leave. And I'm just sitting there like stunned. I'm like, I can't believe that worked. Yeah. And then my buddy looks out of the bush and he sees me standing there and he goes, how the fuck did you get out of that? Yeah. And I go, I don't know, but you're buying drinks the rest of the night because I'm broke now.
How much did you give him?
I think I know, but you take a guess.
I would say $90 US.
I think it was, at the most, it was that. It was probably like 65 to 75 bucks.
Yeah, I got out of a ticket one time in Mexico where I told them I didn't have any money and I couldn't get any money. And they wanted about 100 because my headlights were not.
They were like, okay, we'll just chop one of your toes off.
No, they let me go. But I spoke all Spanish to them. I was in the zone. I was in the Rosetta, the Stone zone. I was saying words. I was like, that was a word. Okay, yeah. I was like, yeah, that's a hot tip.
You just started speaking fluent Spanish.
That would be my tip. If you're going to be drinking heavily and you're going to be in public and you're going to be driving around and stuff, is just make sure you have some pesos on you, some money and stuff, because just in case you do something that is, you know, illegal that you shouldn't be doing, a la peeing in a bush publicly or speeding or something like that, you know, you will get pulled over. And I think, I don't know, Louise, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the main move is going to be, well, we're going to take you to the station. And then you're like, oh, man. And then they're like, well, we don't have to take you to the station, but well, you can pay the ticket here.
Yeah.
They don't, it's not a bribe. They're going to say you can pay the ticket here. So we know what's happening. We know what's going to happen here. So that's what's, yeah, because I've done that before where I got pulled over for speeding one time. Outside of Cancun, and it was like the whole conversation was like, well, if you don't have time, you can just pay the ticket here. Oh yeah, I think that was $90. I was like, got it. Here you go.
I think that same night, me and Marco,
just don't speed, don't publicly urinate.
Yeah,
party in your fucking Airbnb.
Mind your P's and Q's in Mexico,
and just carry some cash on you, but don't take all the cash out. Kind of fucking.
I wasn't sure if that was going to be enough. I just wanted him to see, like, hey man, this is all you're going to get. Please take it.
Here it is.
We made it
Were
back.
You talking like this too? You're like,
oh, I'm sure.
I'm from America.
I was like, all right, listen, wrist up in the air. Right. So
are we wrong?
No, because it's like I don't know if they have a specific number in mind.
Yeah.
It's like, so the fact that Dave pulled what he had out, it's like, yeah, no, we'll take it.
Yeah,
they would have been fine with $20. You know,
I was happy to give him the rest.
My speeding though.
Look, there was like 6 of them. All right, like $20 wouldn't have gotten them very far. They deserved more.
Yeah, but you think they're the only person? They're in Cabo and they're like, all right, we are going to.
We're looking for Americans with their dicks in their hands.
We're going to see no less than 100 people publicly urinating tonight. We're going to see many drunk people. Well, they're going to see people committing crimes constantly because that's people come to Mexico and they think they can do that.
I'll tell you what scared me was that if there was just a couple cops that walked up to me, I might have been able to have a more controlled conversation. But the fact they pulled up in a fucking van, threw the door open, and were all around me that quickly, I was like, I do not want to be thrown into a van and taken to wherever.
That, right?
I'm sure they did.
Yeah, they usually have like a nice.
There was another time I was in Mexico and I was down on the beach and I wasn't supposed to be. And a
Why
guy
are you always doing things you're not supposed to.
And a guy walked up with a machine gun around his neck, and he was just like, "Beach is closed." And I'm like, right, "Understood."
Louis, I'm coming to Mexico. Dave's staying.
No.
Clearly, Dave does not behave in Mexico. He goes. Then there was another time that I just was slapping around Mexican person because my taco had onions on it, and I said, "No fucking onions." Then the cops rolled up on that one. So that was weird. Then another time I was behind a bar.
You don't have to make them up. I'll tell them.
I was pissing in a bottle because our fucking bathroom line was long, and I fucking filled it up. And then I was like, tequila on me, but it was piss. And then they were like, all right, buddy, how much money you got?
I made it back to our hotel room that night. That was because that was the craziest of all the nights that we were out. And I got back at like, let's call it 5:30 a.m. Right, and we laid out on the beds and we're passing out. And like 20 minutes later, someone starts banging on my door, and I'm like, oh, what is this? And I go and I open the door, and it's my dad. And he's like, hey, we got a deep sea fishing charter. You want to go? And I was like, we were still drunk. We weren't hungover yet. So I'm like, yeah. I look at Margo, I'm like, you want to go deep sea fishing? He's like, fuck yeah. So we're like, let's go. So we go out, and like 2 hours later, like the hangover was setting, and it was so rough, and the diesel fumes.
Yeah.
I've never thrown up more in my life. Marco was on one side of the boat. I'm on the other side of the boat.
Just like, why did you go on that? Everybody, nobody was like, good idea. Yeah. That's listening to this podcast right now. No one's like,
I've never thrown up that much in my life. And my dad and all his business partners are on the boat with us. They're just dying laughing. They're like, you want some fried chicken? We're like, bleh.
You gotta get in yourself.
Still went out that year. That night. Still went out that night.
Well, Luis, thanks for inviting us.
Yep. Look forward to going to Mexico. We're going to talk about dogs next episode.
Shark influencers.
2 minutes left. Dos minutos.
I'm going to be in Calgary in March, guys, at the Laugh Shop. Laugh Shop at the end of March. DaveWilliamson.com for tickets. I'm going to be at Slow Comedy Festival this week. Yeah. San Luis Obispo. It's an awesome comedy festival. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to be there Friday and Saturday night. And I got a couple local shows, too. So check out my Instagram, at DaveWComedy. I'm going to be doing some shows around Los Angeles, including, I think, tomorrow night. Forrest is going to do a show in El Segundo with me.
I am?
At South Bay Customs.
What day?
February 21st, Tuesday.
Am I?
Yeah.
Should look at my calendar, make sure it's in there. Yeah, I have it in there.
Boom.
I'll be there.
Oh.
It's in my phone. Come to that show. And then that weekend, I'll be in Vegas for just a couple of shows. It's 20... I'm sorry. I'll be 24th and 25th. I'm in some casinos with Jim Jeffries. And then March 4th and 5th, I'll be at the Comedy Cellar in Vegas for just 2 nights. So you should come to that. And then I'm in a bunch of local shows in March, what have you. Bear City and The Setup and Dave's Show and Flappers. And just go on my Instagram. Forrestshaw.net. Forrest Shaw, my Instagram.
You want to blow the horn for another 12 minutes?
No. My head's light.
See you next time.
For they are the mermen.